This video will provide a quick overview of the Senturion modeling and simulation effort in support of Project Noor. The Senturion proof of concept simulated stakeholders and their behaviors, with the SMA community providing expert input for the stakeholders modeled and collaborative analysis with the Department of State and GI Strat. The study began by defining the issue. The issue simulated for this proof of concept was the future status of the Assad regime. On one end of the spectrum, the outcome was regime eliminated. The outcome on the opposite end of the spectrum was regime dominant across Syria. With the issue defined, simulating stakeholders required input from experts. SMA experts identified 29 groups to model as key stakeholders for this issue, as illustrated here on the left. The experts provided information for each of the stakeholders, which provided the current stakeholder landscape, as illustrated here on the right. The model simulation provided a predicted outcome based on the expert input. Analysis of the outcome started by identifying stakeholder movement or simulated stakeholder behavior. The boxes on the graphics illustrated here indicate stakeholders that changed their position in the simulation. We had some unexpected results for Turkey and Qatar, and Russia and Iran. We did not expect an outcome where Russia and Iran abandoned their support of the regime. We also did not expect Turkey and Qatar to increase their support of the regime. We conducted analysis to allow us to interpret these outcomes, provide some practical insights, and draw some conclusions about the simulation. For example, we conducted Monte Carlo testing. Running numerous simulations provides insight regarding the robustness of the results. Next, we conducted several what-if scenarios to understand how modifying the input for stakeholders impacted the predicted outcome. We also consulted some organizations that have deep experience with Senturion. Our collaboration led us to several preliminary conclusions. The model results suggest Iran's commitment to the Assad regime is likely to atrophy in the next 12 to 18 months. The current status quo is very likely the best outcome that Iran can achieve with their commitment to the regime. Do these preliminary results make sense? They seem counterintuitive on the surface, but history provides examples of such situations. These insights provide some practical takeaways. A protracted status quo does not work in favor of Iran or Russia. Status quo is likely to continue for the next 12 to 18 months if Iran and Russia do not change the level of their commitment. Lastly, the what-if scenarios explored raise some forward-looking questions worth further consideration.